Chosen ones, these vibrational signs are urgent, don't skip. Have you ever felt like you're being called to something greater? Like there's a purpose waiting for you that you can't quite put into words? Maybe it's a growing unease with the ordinary, a sense that you're out of sync with the world around you. It's as if you're walking the same streets, speaking the same words, but something beneath the surface is shifting. Let me tell you something, that feeling, that restlessness, is not just in your head. It's real and it's urgent. You are being activated. You are one of the chosen ones, and the universe is sending you vibrational signs that cannot be ignored. These signs aren't just random, they're messages from the very fabric of creation, guiding you toward your next level of existence. But here's the thing, if you miss them, if you ignore these signals, you risk staying trapped in the version of yourself that you've already outgrown. The first sign that something bigger is happening is a shift in your energy. You might feel it as a heaviness, or maybe it's a lightness, but either way, it's undeniable. You wake up and feel like you're not quite the same as you were yesterday. Maybe you're more tired than usual, or maybe you're buzzing with energy that you can't explain. This isn't just your body, it's your vibration. Your soul is adjusting to a higher frequency, and your physical self is trying to catch up. Think of it like a radio dial. You're tuning into a new station, one that broadcasts on a higher, clearer frequency. But as you adjust the dial, there's static. That static is the discomfort you're feeling. The question is, are you willing to sit with the static long enough to lock into the new signal, or will you retreat back to the comfort of the old frequency? Let me ask you this, have you been feeling out of place lately? Like the things that used to bring you joy no longer spark the same excitement? Maybe your favorite music feels dull, or conversations with certain people feel draining. This isn't a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that your vibration is outgrowing what no longer aligns with who you're becoming. You're shedding old layers, and it can feel unsettling, even lonely. But that loneliness is part of the process. It's the void that opens up when you release the old to make space for the new. The key is not to fill that void too quickly with distractions or old patterns. Sit with it. Feel it. That space is sacred. It's where transformation happens.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
Another urgent vibrational sign is the sudden appearance of synchronicities. Have you been noticing repeating numbers like 1111, 222, or 444? Maybe you keep hearing the same phrase from different people, or seeing the same symbol over and over again. These are not coincidences. These are the universe's breadcrumbs, guiding you toward your next step. They're like signposts on a road you didn't even realize you were traveling. But here's the thing about synchronicities, they require your attention. If you brush them off as random or meaningless, you miss the opportunity to decode the message they're carrying. Each synchronicity is a moment of alignment, a glimpse into the interconnectedness of all things. Pay attention. Ask yourself, what is the universe trying to tell me right now? And then there's the emotional turbulence. As your vibration shifts, old emotions that you've buried for years may start bubbling to the surface. Anger, sadness, fear, they all rise up, seemingly out of nowhere. It can feel overwhelming, like you're regressing instead of progressing. But let me tell you something, this isn't regression. This is release. These emotions are not here to punish you, they're here to free you. They are the energetic baggage you've been carrying, and as your vibration rises, they can no longer stay hidden. The key is not to suppress them, but to let them move through you, feel them fully, and then let them go. This is how you lighten your load and make space for the new energy that's coming in. But let's go deeper. Have you noticed that your intuition is getting louder? Maybe it's a quiet nudge, a gut feeling, or a voice in your head that seems to know things before they happen. This is not your imagination. This is your connection to the divine, to the infinite intelligence of the universe. As your vibration rises, this connection becomes stronger, clearer, and more direct. But here's the challenge: intuition often doesn't make logical sense. It asks you to trust, even when there's no evidence to support your decision. It asks you to leap, even when you can't see where you'll land. Are you willing to trust that voice, even when it defies reason? These signs, the shifts in energy, the synchronicities, the emotional turbulence, and the heightened intuition are all pointing to one thing: you are being called to rise. You are being called to step into a version of yourself that is freer, more expansive, and more aligned with your soul's purpose. But here's the catch: the call is urgent. The universe isn't just asking you to notice these signs, it's asking you to act on them. Are you ready to answer the call? Because this is just the beginning. The energy shift, breaking free from the illusion of the old world, when the universe begins to call you. When these vibrational signs start appearing in your life, it's not just a small nudge, it's a complete shift in your energy. And make no mistake, this shift will change everything. It's not subtle. It's not just a temporary phase. It's a full-blown transformation. But here's the thing: to embrace this shift, to truly step into the higher vibration that's waiting for you, you have to break free from the illusion of the old world. You see, the old world, the one you've been living in, has been built on fear, control, and limitation. It's a world that teaches you to doubt yourself, to follow the rules, to stay small. But the moment you begin to awaken, you realize that this world is nothing more than a construct, a reflection of collective energy that no longer serves you. So, let me ask you, are you still clinging to the old world? Are you still holding on to beliefs, relationships, or habits that keep you trapped in a lower vibration? Because here's the truth: the old world will do everything it can to pull you back. It will whisper in your ear, "This is too hard. This is too uncomfortable. Go back to what's familiar," but deep down, you know you can't go back. You've seen too much. You felt the pull of the new energy, the higher vibration, and you can't unsee it. The question is not whether you're capable of breaking free, it's whether you're willing. One of the most powerful ways to step out of the old world is to release the need for external validation. Think about it: how much of your life has been shaped by what other people think? How many of your decisions have been made out of a desire to please others, to fit in, to be accepted? When you're awakening, this need for validation becomes a heavy weight, a chain that keeps you tied to the old energy. The chosen ones, the people who are called to rise, are the ones who learn to validate themselves. They trust their own inner knowing, even when it goes against the grain. They follow their own path, even when it's lonely. And they understand that their worth is not determined by anyone else's approval. But breaking free isn't just about letting go of external validation, it's also about facing your fears. Fear is the glue that holds the old world together. It's what keeps you in the same place, repeating the same patterns, living the same life over and over. And when you start to rise, fear will show up in full force. It might disguise itself as doubt. What if I'm making the wrong choice? It might show up as anxiety. What will happen if I let go? Or it might manifest as resistance. I'm not ready for this. But here's the thing about fear: it's an illusion. It's not real. It's a projection of your mind, a story you've been taught to believe. And the moment you face it, the moment you shine the light of awareness on it, it begins to dissolve. So let me ask you, what are you afraid of right now? What's holding you back from stepping fully into your higher vibration? Is it the fear of failure? The fear of judgment? The fear of the unknown? Whatever it is, I want you to know this: your fear is not here to stop you. It's here to guide you. It's pointing directly to the places where you need to grow, to heal, to expand. And when you face it, when you move through it, you'll realize that it was never as big or as scary as you thought. Another layer of breaking free from the old world is learning to detach from the idea of control. We've been conditioned to believe that we need to control every aspect of our lives, that we need to plan, predict, and manage our way to success. But control is just another illusion. The truth is, the more you try to control, the more resistance you create, and resistance is what keeps you stuck. The energy shift you're experiencing right now is asking you to let go, to trust, to surrender. This doesn't mean giving up, it means aligning your energy with the flow of the universe. It means taking inspired action, not forced action. It means trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it's meant to, even if you can't see the full picture yet. Let me give you an example. Have you ever noticed that when you stop trying so hard, things seem to fall into place effortlessly? That's the power of surrender. It's not about doing nothing, it's about doing the right things from a place of alignment rather than a place of fear or control. This is the energy you're being called to embody. As you break free from the illusion of the old world, you'll begin to notice something extraordinary. Your energy will start to shift in ways you never imagined. You'll feel lighter, freer, more aligned with your true self. Relationships that no longer serve you will naturally fall away, and new connections will come into your life that reflect your higher vibration. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach will suddenly appear, as if by magic. But this isn't magic, it's alignment. It's the natural result of stepping into the energy of who you truly are. So, let me ask you one more question. Are you ready to let go? Are you ready to release the fear, the control, the need for validation, and step fully into the energy of your higher self? Because this is your moment. The shift is happening, whether you're ready or not. The only question is, will you rise with it? The awakening path, how to navigate the chaos and step into your power. When you begin to break free from the old world, there's one thing you need to prepare for: chaos. This isn't the kind of chaos you can see with your eyes, it's energetic. It's the unraveling of everything you thought you knew. It's the dismantling of the structures, beliefs, and patterns that you've built your life around. And let me tell you, it's not always pretty. When your vibration starts to rise, the lower energies that no longer align with you will do everything in their power to hold on. This can show up as confusion, unexpected challenges, or even feelings of being lost. But here's the truth: chaos isn't a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that the old is crumbling to make way for the new. Think about it: before a caterpillar becomes a butterfly, it completely dissolves into chaos inside the cocoon. It literally breaks down into nothing before it can transform into its higher form. You are doing the same. The chaos you feel is not the end, it's the beginning. The question is, how do you navigate this chaos without losing yourself in it? How do you stay grounded when everything around you feels like it's falling apart? The first step is to anchor yourself in the present moment. Chaos thrives on your attachment to the past and your fear of the future. It pulls you in both directions, creating a storm of what-ifs and if-onlys, but when you bring your awareness back to the now, the storm begins to calm. Let me ask you something: when was the last time you truly felt present? Not thinking about what's next, not worrying about what's behind, but fully immersed in the here and now. This is where your power lies. The more present you are, the more you can access the energy of your higher self, the part of you that is always calm, always steady, and always aligned. One of the most practical tools for staying present is your breath. It sounds simple, but it's profound. Your breath is the bridge between your body and your spirit. When chaos arises, take a moment to pause and breathe deeply. Feel the air entering your lungs, filling you with life, and then releasing everything you no longer need. Each breath is a reminder that you are here, that you are alive, and that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. But presence alone isn't enough. To navigate the chaos, you also need to cultivate trust in yourself, trust in the process, and trust in the universe. This can be one of the hardest things to do, especially when nothing seems to make sense. But here's the thing, you don't need to have all the answers right now. You don't need to see the full path ahead, you just need to take the next step. Trust is like a muscle, it grows stronger the more you use it. So start small. Trust that you are exactly where you're meant to be, even if it doesn't feel like it. Trust that the chaos is part of your journey, not a detour. And most importantly, trust that you are being guided, even when the way forward feels unclear. Let me ask you something, what would it feel like to let go of the need to control everything? What would it feel like to surrender to the flow of life, knowing that you are always supported? This is the essence of trust. It's not about giving up, it's about letting go of the resistance that keeps you stuck. Another key to navigating the chaos is to protect your energy. As your vibration rises, you become more sensitive to the energies around you. You might notice that certain people, places, or situations feel heavier than they used to. This isn't because you're weak, it's because you're becoming more attuned to what aligns with your higher self. Now is the time to set boundaries, not just with others, but with yourself. Ask yourself, what am I allowing into my energy field? Am I surrounding myself with people and experiences that uplift me, or am I holding on to things that drain me? Protecting your energy also means taking time to recharge. This might look like spending time in nature, meditating, journaling, or simply being alone. It's not selfish, it's necessary. You can't pour from an empty cup, and the more you give yourself permission to rest and recharge, the more resilient you'll be in the face of chaos. As you navigate this awakening path, you'll also begin to notice a profound shift in your perspective. The very things that once felt like obstacles will start to look like opportunities. The challenges you face will no longer feel like punishments, they'll feel like lessons. This is the gift of awakening, the ability to see the bigger picture, to understand that everything is happening for you, not to you. Let me ask you one final question. What if the chaos in your life right now is actually a blessing in disguise? What if it's the exact storm you need to break free from the patterns that have been holding you back? This is the perspective you're being called to embrace. The chaos is not your enemy, it's your teacher. It's here to show you what no longer serves you, to push you out of your comfort zone, and to remind you of your power. You don't have to fight it, you don't have to fear it. All you have to do is trust that it's leading you exactly where you're meant to go. The rise of the chosen, embodying your true purpose and power. As the chaos begins to settle, something extraordinary starts to happen. You begin to feel a clarity, a sense of alignment, as if all the pieces of a puzzle you didn't know you were solving are finally coming together. This is the rise of the chosen. This is the moment when you step into your true purpose and power, not as something outside of you, but as the essence of who you are. You see the signs, the shifts, the challenges. They were never random. They were preparing you for this moment. The question is, are you ready to embody the truth of who you are? When you rise into your chosen energy, you realize that being chosen isn't about being better than anyone else. It's not about status or superiority, it's about responsibility. It's about recognizing that you have a role to play in the evolution of humanity, and that your unique energy, your unique perspective, is part of the greater tapestry of creation. The chosen ones are the ones who choose themselves. They are the ones who decide to stop living small, to stop hiding, and to step fully into their light. But here's the thing, stepping into this role isn't always easy. Once you've awakened to your purpose, you can't unsee it. You can't go back to the way things were, even if part of you wants to. The path of the chosen is one of constant growth, constant expansion, and constant surrender. It asks you to let go of everything that isn't aligned with your highest self, even when it's painful, even when it feels like loss. But what if what you're letting go of isn't really a loss? What if it's the weight that's been keeping you from flying? One of the most powerful shifts that occurs when you embody your chosen energy is the realization that your purpose isn't something you find, it's something you remember. It's not a job title or a specific goal. It's the essence of who you are when you stop trying to be anyone else. It's the energy you bring into every moment, the way you show up in the world. Your purpose is not just what you do, it's how you do it. It's the love, the truth, the authenticity that you infuse into everything you touch. Let me ask you, what would your life look like if you stopped trying to find your purpose and started living as if you already are your purpose? As you rise, you'll also begin to notice that your power doesn't come from force or control, it comes from alignment. When you're aligned with your higher self, you don't have to push or struggle to make things happen. You become a magnet for the people, opportunities, and experiences that resonate with your vibration. This is the true power of the chosen, the ability to create not from fear or lack, but from abundance and love. But this kind of creation requires you to trust yourself deeply. It requires you to listen to your intuition, even when it doesn't make sense. It requires you to take bold, inspired action, even when you're afraid. Let me ask you another question. What would you do right now if you weren't afraid of failing? What steps would you take if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that the universe is supporting you? Because it is. The universe is always supporting you, always guiding you, always conspiring in your favor. The only thing that ever blocks you is your own resistance, your own hesitation to claim the life that is already yours. As you move forward on this path, you'll also begin to see the ripple effect of your energy. The more you embody your chosen self, the more you inspire others to do the same. You don't have to preach or convince anyone. Your transformation is enough. Your presence, your light is enough. People will feel it. They'll be drawn to you, not because of what you're doing, but because of who you're being. This is how the chosen ones change the world, not by trying to fix it, but by being the living, breathing embodiment of what's possible. And so, we come to the final truth: you were never truly separate from your purpose, your power, or your higher self. You were never truly lost. Everything you've experienced, the signs, the challenges, the chaos, was designed to bring you back to yourself, and to remind you that you are the chosen one, not because of what you've achieved, but because of who you've always been. The world is waiting for you to rise, not in some distant future, but now, right now. The energy is here, the signs are clear, and the time is urgent. So I'll leave you with one last question. Will you step into your light? Will you claim the life that is waiting for you? Will you rise as the chosen one that you already are? The answer is yours to give,